The studio lights of The View blazed to life as cameras rolled, bathing the glossy set in that bright morning show glow that always hid the tension underneath. The audience clapped and cheered, unaware of the storm about to unfold. Joy Behar adjusted her glasses, flashing her trademark grin to the camera, and the producers' voices echoed through the earpieces of every host. "We're live in 3, 2, 1. "Welcome back to The View," Whoopi Goldberg said with her smooth, commanding tone. "We've got a very special guest this morning. Former Congresswoman, soldier, and presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard." The audience applauded as Tulsi walked out, calm and confident, wearing a crisp navy suit. She smiled politely at the crowd and nodded toward the hosts before taking her seat at the long, semicircular table. Her composure was almost unnerving, poised, grounded, and not the least bit intimidated by the panel of outspoken women who had built reputations on fiery debates. Joy Behar clapped slowly, her smile tight, her eyes sharp. "Well, look who decided to drop by," she said as Tulsi settled in. "It's been a while, huh? I think the last time you were here we had... what was it? A little misunderstanding." Tulsi chuckled lightly. "That's one way to put it." Joy replied, tapping her cue cards with that smirk she wore when she was gearing up for a fight. "You caused quite the stir last time, didn't you? A Democrat who doesn't like Democrats. That's unusual." The audience let out a nervous laugh, sensing where this might go. Tulsi turned toward her and said with deliberate calm, "I don't dislike anyone, Joy. I just tell the truth as I see it. Whether that's popular with a political party or not, that's not my concern." Joy tilted her head. "Oh, come on, Tulsi. You've been on national television trashing your own party for years. You've defended people most of us find, well, let's just say problematic. Don't you think that sends mixed messages?" "Not at all," Tulsi replied. "I defend what I believe in, not what I'm told to believe. That's the difference." That calm tone, that quiet confidence, only made Joy lean in harder. She thrived on conflict, and Tulsi wasn't giving her the emotional sparks she wanted. "So let me get this straight," Joy said, raising her voice just a bit. "You think you're the only one here brave enough to speak truth to power? Is that it? Please." "Bravery isn't about yelling the loudest," Tulsi said evenly. "It's about standing for something, even when people like you mock or misrepresent it." The audience reacted audibly this time, a wave of applause and gasps mixed together. Whoopi's eyes darted toward the control booth. She could feel the tension building and was already silently praying for a commercial break. Joy gave a half laugh, trying to play it off. "Oh, honey, don't take it so personally. You politicians are all so sensitive. I make a joke, and suddenly, I'm the villain." Tulsi's eyes didn't waver. "It's not sensitivity, Joy. It's respect. You can disagree with someone's views without questioning their loyalty to their country or their integrity as a person." That line landed. The audience clapped louder this time, and even Whoopi nodded slightly, sensing Tulsi had a point. But Joy wasn't backing down. "Integrity, huh?" she said, leaning back in her chair. "Funny word coming from someone who practically tanked her own party's unity during an election year. People say you were cozy with the wrong crowd, taking interviews on networks that basically bash Democrats for sport. That doesn't sound like unity to me." Tulsi took a breath, never breaking eye contact. "Unity doesn't mean blind loyalty, Joy. It means honesty, and honesty means calling out corruption and hypocrisy, wherever it is, even if that means standing alone." That simple statement drew loud applause. The tension on the set became electric. Joy's grin faltered slightly. "You sound like you're rehearsing for a campaign speech," she said, crossing her arms. "Is that what this is? Another comeback tour?" "No," Tulsi said softly. It's just the truth. For the first time, Joy seemed rattled. She shifted in her seat, realizing Tulsi wasn't playing the game by her rules. The crowd's support was tilting, not in Joy's favor this time. Whoopi, sensing things heating beyond repair, tried to interject. All right. Let's reel this in for a sec. We're supposed to be talking about political polarization, not starting World War III on live TV. Joy forced a chuckle. You're right, Whoopi, But Tulsi cut in gently. Polarization happens when people stop listening and start attacking. When disagreement turns into mockery. That's not progress, that's ego. It was subtle, but the shot landed. Joy's jaw clenched. The studio felt like it was holding its breath. Every audience member leaned forward, phones half raised to record what they knew would be viral in hours. When the commercial break ended and the cameras faded back to the glossy The View set, the audience could still feel the tension buzzing in the air. The applause sign blinked, but only a few people clapped. Most were whispering, glancing from Tulsi Gabbard's steady face to Joy Behar's simmering one. The upbeat theme music faded, leaving behind a silence that felt heavier than before. Whoopi Goldberg, ever the professional peacemaker, tried to smooth things over. Welcome back to The View, she said, forcing a smile. We're here with former Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard, talking about political integrity, unity, and what it means to stay true to your values in today's climate. Tulsi gave a polite nod, her expression calm and poised, while Joy barely looked up from her notes, jaw tight, pen tapping against the desk like a ticking clock. Whoopi shot her a warning glance, silently pleading for restraint. So, Tulsi, Whoopi continued, you've talked a lot about the importance of honesty in leadership. But do you think maybe, just maybe, some of that honesty can come across as divisive? Tulsi took a breath before answering. There's a difference between divisive speech and inconvenient truth, she said evenly. I think people are tired of politicians who say one thing and do another. They want transparency, not performance. If that makes some people uncomfortable, then that's the price of honesty. The audience murmured in agreement, a soft wave of applause spreading through the room. But before Whoopi could follow up, Joy leaned into her microphone, voice sharp as glass. Transparency's great, Joy said, forcing a laugh. But what about consistency, Tulsi? You've changed your political alignment more times than some people change hair color. First you're a Democrat, then you're independent, then you're... What now? A political tourist? The crowd gasped. Whoopi exhaled loudly, while Sarah Haynes winced slightly, mouthing a quiet, "Oh boy." Tulsi turned toward Joy slowly, that calm smile returning. But this time it carried an unmistakable edge. That's a cute line, Joy, she said. But I'm not the one jumping on whatever talking point gets applause. I left the Democratic Party because I refused to lie to myself about what it had become. The audience broke into clapping again. Joy's face reddened. Lie to yourself? Please. You sound like you're reading off a bumper sticker from 2016. Maybe that's because the truth hasn't changed since then, Tulsi replied, her voice steady and clear. You just stopped listening. That single line drew a mix of applause and gasps, the kind of live TV moment every producer both dreaded and secretly lived for. Joy threw her hands up in mock frustration. Oh, give me a break. You come in here with your holier-than-thou attitude like you've got it all figured out. Newsflash, you're not some political savior. I never claimed to be, Tulsi said. But at least I'm not pretending that tearing people down on national television is somehow brave or moral. That hit. Joy's jaw dropped open slightly, and for a moment, the audience could see the flicker of genuine anger behind her smile. She leaned forward, voice shaking but loud. You know what's not brave? Running away from your own party when things get tough. You abandoned your team the moment it stopped serving your ego. Tulsi's tone cooled further. I didn't abandon anyone. I just stopped enabling hypocrisy. There's a difference between loyalty and blind obedience. Maybe that's something this show could stand to learn. Whoopi's hand went up again, trying to restore order. All right, let's all take a breath. But Joy wasn't letting go. No, Whoopi, I'm tired of this. She comes on here acting like she's the voice of reason, but all she's doing is playing the same old victim card. Everyone's out to get poor Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi's gaze didn't waver. She leaned slightly forward and said, You can call it whatever you want, Joy. But I'm not playing anything. I'm speaking from experience, something that doesn't fit neatly into your script. The crowd cheered again. Joy's pen snapped in half between her fingers. She slammed it onto the desk. Oh, come on! You think you're better than everyone because you wear that calm face and talk like a Zen master? You're no different from the rest of them, just better at hiding it.